You're listening to The Marne Report.
Hi, Fort Stewart, Hunter Army Airfield. Kelsey here, back with another edition of the Marne Report podcast. Today I'm joined by our special guest, Allie Thrift, who is the USO manager for our installation. The USO building is a special place on post with lots of opportunities, and today we're going to talk all about what they have to offer. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. Yes, welcome. I know it's your first time on our podcast, so could you share a little bit about yourself and your role?
Sure. My name is Allie, and I have been in Fort Stewart for about 2 months now. I actually work between here and Hunter, so we've got a lot of cool stuff going on in both places. I have been with the USO for a little under 8 years now, and I have worked mostly in deployment locations prior to here, so I'm still learning about what life looks like on a stateside installation.
We're lucky to have you. I know the USO is a great business center, but what all do you have to offer?
Yeah, so people I think right now look at us as a business center, but we do provide printing and we do have computers that people can come in and use. But I also want people to know that we have video games and we have snacks and we have drinks and we have a place to just come and hang out and watch TV, and we have a place to play like ping pong and pool and fun games like that. So I want people to know that we are much more than just a business center. We also are going to start doing programming really soon. September 7th will be our first one. We're going to do a football kickoff party. So that's the first week of NFL like regular season games. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be doing a kickoff party that day. We'll have some extra snacks and food in the center. We won't do that every Sunday, but we will be open every Sunday for football from there on out until the end of the season. And if there's a need for it and people are excited about it, then we'll talk about staying open late on Mondays and Thursdays for football as well, depending on, who's excited about it and whatnot.
I bet they're going to love that.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it, too. I'm not a huge football fan, but I like watching everybody else enjoy the games. We will try to have as many games on the TVs as possible. And so when we're open on Sundays, we want to be open for fun, not for business. So we'll have limited, probably none, but limited printing and computer access. It will be all about having fun, watching the games, eating snacks, hanging out with your friends. You can play the video games if you want and the tabletop games and things like that. But it will be less about work and more about fun.
That's awesome. Do you have any other programs happening this fall that you want to highlight?
So currently we have on September 17th, the Comcast and the Hunting and Fishing Channel are coming together, and they're doing a program where there will be cooking lunch for service members, and they want 500 service members to show up and eat that day. We will be serving lunch between 11 and 1, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. I would say get there early, and that will be in the USO. So if you guys don't know where the USO is, it's behind Popeyes, and everybody's real excited because Popeyes just opened back up. And we, I don't know what the menu is, but last year they served like venison tacos, and so it's people donate. People like to hunt, and they donate to this organization, and then they use it to feed service members. And they do a big tour throughout the year where they're going to different service or military bases and veteran facilities, and they feed service members or prior service members, from what I understand. So that's a really exciting program coming up. On the 19th of September, we're going to do a fun afternoon for the kiddos from 3:30 to 5:30 at the USO. We're going to do Talk Like a Pirate Day, because the 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day. And we'll have some pirate-themed snacks and some pirate-themed crafts and some games. And you guys can just bring your kiddos and just have a good time with us. I mean, adults can come enjoy it too, but it will be more focused on elementary school-aged kids. We did something recently with Christmas in July, and they had a lot of fun with that. So we figured we'd pass it on and do something else for kids. And then we're partnering with Boss on the 26th of September to do a game night. And this game night will just be open to all games. So it will be tabletop games, it will be board games, card games, and video games. There won't necessarily be a tournament, but it will just be a place where people who love playing games can come into the center, and Boss will be there, and they might have some things going on. I don't know exactly what. And we will be there. It will be in the USO facility, and we're going to be doing that every last month of the quarter on the last Friday of the month. I know that's like a lot to think about, but so basically we're going to be doing it in March, June, September, and December of every year, and it'll be the last Friday of those months, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. Those sound like a lot of fun. There's a lot of different events for everybody at all ages too, even the kids. So I know the USO has been known historically for volunteering. Are there any opportunities with you guys on post if people are interested in volunteering?
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up. We thrive off of volunteers. Historically, the USO doesn't do anything without volunteers. A lot of people even think that the staff are volunteers because people don't know that the USO has staff members. Even though that we have very few staff members, and really we have one person dedicated to Fort Stewart currently. That could change in the future. We're all hopeful. We could always use more help, but as of right now we have one staff member dedicated to Fort Stewart, and our goal is to be open more so that service members can come in and hang out more. So I would really like to be open 7 days a week eventually. But we can't do that without volunteers. And right now we're in a deficit of volunteers. We have maybe 20 volunteers, and to make things run as smooth as we would like, we need to have 120 volunteers.
Wow.
So, and we have a lot of service member volunteers, and they all are very helpful and very willing to help, but they also work during the day. And so we are looking for volunteers to help us during the day. We open at 9 a.m. So we're looking for volunteers to help us open in the mornings, like around 8:30, and work from 8:30. People can come in and give as much time as they have. If it's an hour, that's fine. If it's 8 hours, that's fine too. We are just looking for people that are able to help us out during the day as well as in the evenings and on the weekends. Right now, we're just going to be opening on Sundays in September, but hopefully, my goal is by January, we start opening 7 days a week, pending volunteers. We do approve VMIS hours, but we do, I think that's how you say it, the VMIS hours. But we also have our own volunteer management system where we keep up with hours. So people are eligible to get the volunteer service medal if they volunteer with us, dependent on their leadership, of course. And then I have learned recently that spouses are eligible for different awards as well if they put their hours into VMIS, and they can get different recognition for things as well. So we're just in desperate need of good volunteers who are willing to come in, help us restock snacks, help us keep the place clean, help us greet people and be friendly to people and make people feel welcome in the center, as well as people that are up for some projects and some organizational projects or some program projects, whether that's somebody that wants to come in and do an anime night or a Dungeons and Dragons night or a Magic the Gathering night or a Madden night or whatever. We're open to whatever people are interested in, and we want to do more programming, but that requires volunteers.
Yeah. Speaking of your programs and everything, we've highlighted a couple activities that you have coming up. Who are they open to and who can participate?
Currently, all of our programs that we have coming up are open to service members and their dependent. You have to have an ID to be able to come into the USO, so you can't bring like your entire family to these events unless they are your dependents. We also allow retirees and their families, their dependents, into the center, but we prioritize service members. So for the events that are family oriented, they're obviously for the kiddos, and we do have some events that we will be doing that are specifically for spouses. One of our core programs is Coffee Connections, and that is specifically for spouses to come and meet other spouses so that they can kind of start to build a community. It's great for new people. We just don't have one on the books quite yet. That is a goal for quarter four for us. And so it just depends on the event.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we go?
I think we covered most things. I think that sometimes people are afraid to come out of their rooms for whatever reason. Our center is located very centrally to a barracks area, and I think most of the people who live in that area are currently deployed, but they're on their way back. So soon we will have a lot more people around us, and we're hoping that the center will be a busier place. But just don't be afraid to come out of your room. Single service members always need that outlet and always need to come out, and it's really not good for your mental health to stay in your room all the time. And I've seen that for years, over and over and over again. So don't be afraid to come out and get involved. And if that is involvement in volunteering, that's wonderful. But if that's just coming to the center and hanging out and talking to us, or hanging out with your friends and getting some popcorn and watching a movie, that's totally fine too.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully more people will come and volunteer and help the USO. To stay up to date on Fort Stewart activities, please follow us on social media and download the My Army Post app. Thank you again, Allie, so much for coming. I'm Kelsey Stieber, and that concludes this episode of the Marne Report. See you next week.
The My Army Post app is your one-stop source for all things Fort Stewart, Hunter Army Airfield. With map at your fingertips, you'll never miss out on upcoming events, installation updates, facility and gate information, weather, shopping, and so much more. My Army Post is free from your phone's app store. Download today.